This is Calm AF, a podcast for humans who are hard on themselves. A podcast for the overthinkers, people pleasers, perfectionists, and overachievers. I'm Kristen Finch, and I'm going to teach you how to quiet that incessant negative chatter in your head. Because you know what a person with a calm mind can do? Anything they want. Grab your coffee, gorgeous soul, because today's the day you get Calm AF. Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to Calm AF. So we're going to start with a little funny story today. If you listened to last week's podcast, you know that I made a declaration to the universe that I am done with this rut that I have been in, right? Like I reject the rut. It's no more. This rut that I've been in, it's the one where I keep telling myself over and over and over how I keep getting knocked down, and before I can get back up again, I get knocked down again. And the reason why I shared it is because I know for sure there are a lot of you listening that are feeling the same way, that have felt this way for quite some time. And I don't know, maybe we've been saying it since 2020. But it really does feel, or it has felt, that this has been a pattern of just not being able to catch a break. So, last week in the episode, I declared for all of us, we are done with this emotional heaviness. It is time to shake up the stagnant energy that comes from being in a rut, knowing that we can't control the waves that are coming to knock us over. Like, we're never going to have control over that, but we can control how we choose to react and respond, who we choose to be in those situations. So then, literally a few hours after I recorded that episode, I started coughing. And then the full body chills started. And then the debilitating fatigue, the tiredness just washed over me. And I woke up the next morning feeling like I had been hit by a bus. And listen, this is why I always tell people, if you are wanting to manifest something, you need to be specific. Because I declared I wanted to shake shit up, and the universe was like, cool. Here's COVID, baby. Shake, shake, shake. Yep, I got COVID just a couple hours after I made my declaration last week. So you need to be specific. Because I have COVID, I have pretty much taken everything off this week because I can't go very long before I'm coughing again or fatigued and need to take a nap. So today's episode is going to be short and sweet. Today, what I want to talk to you about is the toll, the real toll that your people-pleasing, perfectionism, energy managing, and overachieving behaviors are having on you. Okay? Because I think sometimes it's easy to dismiss these behaviors as harmless. Like, sure, they make your life harder. And sure, I spend a lot of time feeling overwhelmed and a little resentful, but it's no big deal. You know, it's just who I am. I've always been this way. It's fine. I'm fine. It's not fine. And I don't usually like to be an alarmist. I am definitely more team, like, let's lighten up about everything. But I really want you to understand why these behaviors aren't as harmless as you might think, so that you want to stop. I really want today, by the end of this episode, that you feel compelled to stop your energy managing, people-pleasing, perfectionism, overthinking, overachieving shit. Okay? Because these aren't personality traits. Okay? These things aren't just personality traits that you have as a person. These are nervous system reactions. Okay? So you know what happens in your body when you go into that fight, flight, freeze response, right? It's jarring to your body. Well, there's a fourth nervous system reaction that a lot of people don't talk about called fawning. And fawning basically includes all the things that I talk about in this podcast every single week. The overthinking, the people-pleasing, the perfectionism, the overachieving, the energy managing, these are your nervous system reactions. and they are reacting to perceived danger. So they're not just behaviors you're mindlessly doing. You are responding to stress. You aren't a people pleaser because you're just so excessively nice. It's because your brain registers non-preferred feelings, people being mad at you, people being upset with you as dangerous emergencies. You agree with other people, even when you don't genuinely agree. You say yes when you want to say no. You suppress your own needs and desires and prioritize the needs and desires of others. And you avoid confrontation at all costs, not because you're just a really sweet, nice person, but because you are trying to ensure safety and acceptance and the approval of others. We engage in these behaviors as an attempt to control people, their thoughts, their opinions, their feelings, their moods, so that you can feel safe, so that you can be safe from conflict or from rejection or failure, abandonment, or judgment. Right? The thought being, as long as I am managing the energy, as long as I am pleasing the people, they will be okay, and then I will be okay. Okay? It is your nervous system. These behaviors aren't personality traits. They are your nervous system responding to danger. And the problem, there's plenty of problems with these behaviors, right? But the biggest problem is you're never okay because there's no end to it. There is no day where you're like, and done. I have pleased all the people for the rest of the time on earth, and now I can rest and enjoy the fruits of my labor. It's never going to happen. And that is one of the biggest reasons to decide now to stop with this. The relentless stress and what it is doing to your body, your mind, and your soul. It is sucking the life out of you, whether you think it is or not, whether you think you're fine with it or not. I want you to understand what is happening in your body. Because when you are constantly, hypervigilantly scanning the universe for what could go wrong, what things might upset someone, looking for dangers, looking for potential conflicts that you need to prepare for, that you need to prevent, there is no end. There is no reprieve. Even when you're technically resting, you are thinking about what you need to do to make sure everyone is okay. This relentless stress is not only mentally exhausting, it is physically draining. Like I said, draining the life right out of you. I always tell people, I think people think that worrying, because it's a thinking, it's in your brain, that it just stays up in your brain somehow, but your body isn't separate from your head, right? Worrying and negative self-talk is definitely taking a toll on your body, on your immune system, on your organs, on your metabolism, on your digestion, all of it. Okay? The constant stress of overthinking and hypervigilantly scanning and overachieving is impacting you at a cellular level. The stress that comes from the fear of disappointing people, of being criticized, the fear of people not liking you creates stress in your body the same way it creates stress when you're have a big project at work. Us people pleasers and energy managers and perfectionists, we've been doing it a long time. We like to think it's no biggie. Oh, we can handle that. We can handle this stress. But just because you're used to something doesn't mean it's not taking a toll. Okay? It is. It is taking a toll on you, on your physical, mental, emotional, psychological health. So that's the first thing, the actual physical tolls that fawning behaviors have on you. But there's also the lying to yourself. You cannot be your most authentic version of yourself because you are constantly trying to figure out what everyone else needs instead of what you need, and you're lying to yourself. When you tell yourself, as soon as they're taken care of, then I will take care of myself. I'll relax as soon as I've thought of everything. I'll be able to enjoy myself as long as I make sure my partner is okay and enjoying themselves. I'll be able to be present in my life with my kids, with my family once I make sure everyone and everything else is taken care of. You know how you feel after doing everything for everybody? Exhausted, resentful, distracted. These behaviors that you are engaging in, that it feels like it's maybe no big deal, they will never give you the feeling state you desire. People pleasing cannot create inner peace. It's not going to happen. You will not feel inner peace through people pleasing. Energy managing will never create a feeling of calm or help you feel free instead of stuck. These are the lies you tell yourself. And again, it's in an attempt to stay safe. But the truth is, the way to feel inner peace for real is to opt out of these roles, out of these behaviors. No more energy managing, no more people pleasing. The way to feel calm, the way to actually be present in your life and enjoy your life is to opt out of these fawning behaviors, the people pleasing, the perfectionism, the overachieving. There is no other answer. Okay? The calm, the peace, the freedom, it's not going to happen when the kids are older if you're still people pleasing and energy managing. It's not going to be when you have more money. It's not going to be when your partner starts helping more if you're still overachieving and overthinking. You will feel the way you want to feel, the true desire, the feeling state goal, when you stop fawning behaviors. So, before I start coughing, how do we do this? Okay, so the first thing truly always is just to make the decision. Make the decision to opt out. You decide to stop waiting and you say today, right now, not let me think about it for a couple hours or let me wait until I'm through this tough part of my life. Right now, you can be done. I refuse to lie to myself anymore. I refuse to keep hurting my body. I refuse to keep living a life that feels overwhelming and stressful. Because this is my one precious life. It is not waiting for me, and it's not changing while I'm still using all these behaviors. That's the most important piece. You have to want to change more than you want things to stay the same. You have to be willing to change more than you want to stay comfortable in your comfort zone. Okay, so that part's up to you. Once you've done that, once you've made the decision, then it's just learning skills and building on them. Okay, my clients often think that this whole Calm AF process and system is some like elusive, intangible process, when that couldn't be farther from the truth. The way to become Calm AF is actually very concrete. There are steps. There's a process. You have to learn to regulate your nervous system. You have to learn how to recognize your own nervous system reaction patterns: fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And also, you need to learn how to return to Calm AF on demand. That's something we practice a lot by practicing being Calm AF when things are fine and when things are hard. That way you can learn how to be Calm AF on demand. We practice every day in Calm AF life. Once you have that skill, you can learn how to feel your feelings instead of energy managing, people pleasing, instead of avoiding hard things, numbing out, ignoring conflict or bad behavior. That's what you can do when you learn how to feel your feelings without it sending you into a state of panic. Okay? That is in Calm AF life. Again, we get so comfortable feeling your feelings that you just aren't afraid of them anymore. And when you're not afraid of your feelings anymore, what can't you do? Right? You can say no to things that don't work for you if you aren't afraid of disappointing people. You can set boundaries if you aren't afraid of other people getting mad. You can say yes to things you want to say yes to if you aren't afraid of other people judging you or their opinions. You can take care of other people without abandoning yourself if you aren't afraid of the feeling of guilt. Once you learn how to regulate your nervous system, feel your feelings, then you can create the life you want by believing new thoughts that will create that life. So often people try to skip right to the thoughts, right? They start trying affirmations and journaling and like white knuckling. Just believe that this is possible. Believe that I can say no without shutting down. You got to do the foundational work first. Let's say you decide you want to buy an old house and renovate it, but the foundation is full of cracks. You know you need to address those before you start building the new house on top of it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how great the house looks, it's going to have some major problems. That house is going to fall apart. The same applies for creating a life that is not overwhelming or stressful. If you are trying to create something new on top of old patterns like people-pleasing, perfectionism, and energy managing, your change is going to be temporary, and your happiness and calm is going to be fragile. It's going to fall apart. So you first decide today is the day, right now, starting now. That doesn't mean you're going to stop energy managing altogether perfectly right now and never do it again. It just means today is the first day you're on your way. Today's the first day you are deciding to not do that anymore. You decide first, and then you take the time to build the skills. Speaking of renovating, Calm AF Life has been closed for the last few months while we make some internal changes. We are about to open the doors back up. Enrollment is starting in a couple of weeks, and I can't wait to share with you all the new things. I loved this program when I started it last year, and now, thanks to all of the feedback from the members, it's even better. So many great upgrades and improvements. So hang on to the end because I have one more thing I want to share with you. But first, I want to take like 45 seconds to tell you about this new Calm AF Life program. So it's a 6-month guided journey to become Calm AF. I am right there with you. I am teaching you the skills of nervous system regulation, emotional regulation, and rewiring neural connections in order to create a life that feels so good, whatever that means for you. We have small group coaching where you're able to practice your new skills and ask for help in a super safe and super fun environment with other people who are working on the exact same skills as you, right? It doesn't matter what you bring in. You have a marriage that you're having trouble with, your career, your physical health, your mental health, your money, whatever it is you coming in there with, we are all working on the same skills. And it's so powerful when we are all working on them together. So that's part of the program. And there's so much accountability built in between the daily email reminders, the weekly check-ins, and the monthly future self workshops. You basically have to try to get off track. So joining Calm AF Life is going to be that first step of deciding. That part I can't help you with. I can't help you decide. That's all you. But if you are like, yes, I have decided I'm ready today. I don't want to keep these patterns with me anymore. I have a really special offer for you. Even if you're not sure right now, you need to take me up on this offer. So we are going to be doing a grand reopening celebration sale for Calm AF Life on the November 24th, 25th, and 26th. So that's like that Black Friday. We're going to have 3 days where you have a deep discount. It's a $500 off the program, and there is a new price, so you can get all the info when you sign up for the interest list. But when you sign up for the interest list, you get started on the Calm AF journey right away, right away. So between now and when enrollment opens, if you sign up on the interest list, you're going to get a few of the Calm AF video lessons. You're going to get the daily accountability love letters every day until the doors open. So it's kind of like getting a sneak peek into the program. These are just 2 tiny little pieces of it, but that starts right away as soon as you join the interest list. So also you are not obligated to join whatsoever just by signing up for the interest list. So there's really no reason not to do this. You get lessons from the Calm AF course that will be delivered to your inbox, and then you'll get those daily accountability emails. So click the link in the show notes, Or head to kristenfinch.com and get yourself on that interest list and get that bonus of the sneak peek into the program. Because life, she's not waiting for you to be ready. Gorgeous soul, you just have to decide. Today's a great day for that, isn't it? All right. I love you so much. I will see you next week. Thanks for listening. And before you go, one more thing. So as you know, I am slightly obsessed with helping as many humans tap into their calm AFness as possible. So if this podcast has helped you, would you please leave a review, make sure you're subscribed, and share it with your friends. Also, make sure you head on over to kristenfinch.com to see how you can work with me. You can sign up for my emails and get any other goodies I have available. Until next week, I love you so much. I am so grateful that you're here. I'll see you next time.